Hello and welcome back to the Bench Banter podcast. Before we start, Amitesh, I just want to thank you for taking the time to join us. Dude, I know how hectic duty has been for you. How is it going, man?
Yeah.
It's great to be here, guys. It's great to join you guys back, especially after the week we've just had in the Champions League. I'm sure you guys must be like over the moon, both of you, considering the results this week. So, love to get your views on that. So, over to you guys.
Yeah, this was like, a vintage. I can't even like begin to explain the happiness that I've had after watching that game. Because before the game, I was not expecting that kind of a game, to be very honest. I thought Napoli will be much, much stronger. And frankly, we would be much, much weaker. But the way we came out of the blocks with the youngsters that we put in the lineup, it was just beautiful to watch. It was like reminiscent of those old past, like, olden vintage performances that Barcelona used to give. And of course, we did concede that one goal, but apart from that, we were in control throughout. And to watch the youngsters play, it was so beautiful, so beautiful. Our 17-year-old defender, he won the man of the match on his Champions League debut against a striker who's rated so highly across Europe. He pocketed Osimhen for like large parts of the game. It was absolutely beautiful to watch our passing, our play. Our attack led by Lewandowski and Yamal. They were so good. It was like a vintage Barca performance. And I think I saw this one picture that kind of like summed it up for me. Like it felt me. It made me feel so nostalgic. Was this picture where the Barca game is going on the screen, and the youngsters are there on the screen, basically Kubarsi, Yamal, Fermin Lopez, all of them. And on the couch, there's Alba, Messi, Busquets, and all these guys are sitting. Suarez are sitting on the sofa, and they're watching that game, and they're wearing their Inter Miami Inter Miami jerseys, and it's like they would be so proud of like what just transpired on that football pitch. So we are definitely not. We are nowhere near winning the Champions League level yet, but it's such a brilliant feeling to get into the quarterfinals after so long, after I don't know, 4 5 years maybe. And it's been a long time coming, and I hope we continue that performance. We have nothing to lose, right? We're the underdogs, so to speak. Nobody's talking about us going on to like do anything in the Champions League. And the other big teams are probably just like Dortmund, Arsenal, and maybe Barca. These are the three teams that probably Man City, Bayern, Madrid, and PSG would want to draw compared to the rest of the teams, right? So we're the underdogs. We have nothing to lose. We have the youngsters. They have that nothing to lose mentality, because nobody expects anything from a 17-year-old, from a 16-year-old, from an 18-year-old, right? So I'm excited to see what happens in the quarterfinals, regardless of the draw that we get. The draw is tomorrow, guys. Don't forget, it's at tomorrow. I think 4:30 p.m. or 5 p.m. something like that. So it's going to be exciting a draw, but the game itself, I'm so happy that it turned out that way, and we didn't have to like be under stress like how Arsenal were for the entirety of their game and going into penalties and all. So what do you think, Avinash? How was your performance relative to ours, at least?
I have so much to say about the way we played those 120 minutes. But as a fan, I think we started off pretty well in the sense we were able to handle the pressure that Porto posed. Porto started very strong in the sense mentally they were a much stronger and better team. Like, they had practiced this. I remember early into the game when Arsenal had a free kick, and I think it was Declan Rice who was taking it. And these guys set up an offside trap so well that all their players just rushed to the other side. So four of our players were offside for that particular thing, and Arsenal responded to that extremely well right from the next free kick. That tactic where you have two people taking it and one person fakes and the next person fakes, then the next person
Yeah,
fakes again, then you take. So that the line keeps moving up and down. So
yeah,
I'm just seeing all these things I was observing very closely. I feel like we were prepared. And of course, the fans were constantly cheering. But not just that, I felt like the guys, they put it all out. They were very mature. Out of all the games I've seen Arsenal play in the last couple of years, I think this was the most difficult one we've had, mentally
for
more
sure,
than
for sure.
physically.
Yeah,
And I think we brought the fight to them. It was extremely hard. We really struggled to find those gaps, to find those opportunities. But we did manage to come up with that 1-0 victory. I expected a lot more in the second half. I expected a lot more from Arteta's substitutions. I thought there'd be something different that we would have to
Yeah.
offer towards the fag end of the game. But for some reason, he just wanted to stick with the players. In hindsight, I now that we are looking at it from the positive side of things, yes, it's great that everything worked, but it could have also very easily been a very negative. This could have
Yeah.
been a very negative me, sitting in front of you all
Result,
just
yeah.
thinking about Arteta and my team. Penalties, it could have honestly gone either way because after 90 minutes, the next extra time just I knew nothing was going to happen from
Yeah,
either team.
both teams were just playing to get to penalties. That's all. There was
Yeah,
nothing
Exactly.
happening
exactly.
in the
And
30 minutes. Yeah.
Porto, they were just they right from I think the second half, they didn't really look like they didn't pose any sort of threats to Arsenal. It was Arsenal's game to lose. This is what I said in the preview also. But I'm happy with the way we performed. Penalties could have gone either way. I'm so glad we stepped up. But again, we're with the home fans, and for every penalty, everyone was behind the players. And we were I always feel the team that takes the first kick, right, they are always at an advantage because if they score that goal, then there's always that pressure on the
That
team that
pressure on the
comes
second
next.
guy. Yeah.
Exactly,
And the moment they
exactly.
miss, it's already a 1-0. We're already at an
Yeah.
advantage, right? And I think we did really well with respect to holding our nerves in those penalties and taking good penalty kicks. It's not like
Yeah.
we took low kicks or aim for the center. We went for the
Yeah.
corners. And Raya
They
also
kept their
all
cool under pressure. Yeah.
exactly. Raya also all for penalties. He went in one particular direction. All he went to the left. He got lucky twice. Great. I'm so happy because as soon as he saved that winning penalty, he just turned and he was celebrating to the fans, and it was finally like the fans had accepted him. Like, okay,
Hmm.
you know what? You're one of us. We love you. It was like
It was
that.
like coming of age moment for him in an Arsenal
Exactly,
jersey.
exactly.
Exactly. And
But yeah.
internet was going crazy for Raya the next 2, 3 days. Twitter was only about Raya, and like, oh shit, are Brentford going to want him back at the end of the season? What's Arsenal going to
Yeah.
do? And but anyway, I think I'm just moving further ahead with respect to
Yeah.
the game. I'm extremely happy because it was a roller coaster of emotions. After that first goal, I thought, okay, 1-1. Going into that, coming out in the second half, I thought we would be a lot more attacking the first 10 minutes. We might score a couple of goals, but it didn't happen. So by the time it reached 120 minutes, I got flashbacks of last year's Europa where we lost against Sporting in penalties, and I was ready. I was watching it with one of my seniors from
Hmm.
college, and I was just telling him, sir, let's not expect anything. We're
Hmm.
just watching football for the fun of it. Forget that our team is playing. Just watch some penalties. If we win, great. If we lose, whatever. And the moment we took that first penalty and went in, I turned to him and I'm like, damn it. It's that feeling again that we have to win this. We are going to
Yeah.
win this. And suddenly my head was already thinking about all the potential opponents that we're going to have in the quarters. Okay.
But what a lineup for that quarterfinals. I mean, the 8 teams that are there,
Amazing.
probably like probably the best 8 teams that could have been there. I don't
Yeah.
see any one team say like being there because of causing like a massive upset, or you're probably thinking about some other team that should have been there. I think all the teams that are there are completely deserving of it, and it's going to be one of the best Champions League quarterfinals in a long time that I've seen. But coming
Yeah.
back to this game, I just have two things to add. Like I feel the first thing is of course the Arsenal performance, right? Of course it was a tough game and all of those things. But I feel like this was Arsenal's chance to make a statement, right? To call someone home, have a 1-0 deficit and overturn it handsomely at home.
Exactly, exactly.
Send a message across Europe saying, guys, we're here. We're not to be taken lightly. Somewhere I feel Arsenal fell short of that. I mean, I myself do think Arsenal deserve to be there, but I feel like this was the chance to like put their seal on their performance and be like, we are here, we are back at where we belong types. But I think, I mean, Arteta could have been a bit, like you said, could have been a bit more proactive with his substitutions as well. He could have, done something to change the game, maybe do something. I know, of course, I'm not the manager, but he could have made a few changes because Arsenal were tiring towards the end. Both teams were, but Arsenal were tiring towards the end. And the second thing I want to add is, regardless of this Arsenal performance, I think kudos to Porto. Right, they did such a good job coming away from home. I mean, they were calm, they were composed right from the word go. They knew, like you said, they knew what they were doing. Like they were very, very calm, very, very composed. They had a game plan. They stuck to it throughout. And I mean, shout out to Pepe, man. I mean, definitely he's not watching this watching this podcast, but
You
Pepe,
never know.
man, what a guy! 41 years of age, and he marshaled that defense like a pro. I mean, he is a pro, but absolute legend. I mean, I feel bad for him that they couldn't progress, but at the end of the day, I do think the better team won. But it could have gone south very very quickly if it was a game of fine margins. So I'm hoping that Arsenal, hopefully, if they're not facing us in the next stage, they
Hmm.
actually come out and play fearlessly. Because I think of all the teams that are there, Dortmund, Barca, and Arsenal are not expected to go on to do anything in terms of pushing for the title itself. So I feel these three teams have nothing to lose. I think Arsenal can come out, just play freely, play with the flow, just be like, you know what, this is it. We're either going to win final or lose final, but we're going to play like this. We belong at this stage. So yeah, I mean, two good games. There were a couple of other games also. Did you manage to catch any of the games, Amitesh, out of those four?
No, 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 no. Just post duty, bro. Just no, no way. I mean, I follow the highlights and all, but
No.
yeah. I mean, coming back to the Arsenal game, I mean, I feel like the only thing that I wanted to say was, in context of the discussion we had regarding the title race and how Arsenal really need to win 10 out of 10, and this really shows that I mean, yeah, I mean, see, like they did win, okay, but it was like Avinash said, no, like there was a time when they were like, you know what, fuck this, we're ready to lose, and you don't
Yeah,
see City or Liverpool fans going that way. I think that mentality needs to change. I think Arsenal needs to change that mentality in the fans. Avi, you don't
Guys,
think
but
so?
no, you guys, you'll need to understand that this was a new experience for the entire team. They are not used to this. All right, they're not used to competing at such a high. Like I said, only two or three of the starting 11 have played in such a situation before. They're all newbies. Okay, for this particular Arsenal team, them managing to survive this was very important. And I think, a little premature when I said, Arsenal need to win 3-0 or 4-0. Because as soon as the match started, it was a big reality check. I realized why Porto are so good. You
exactly.
know, you
Yeah,
watch them play, and no matter what, I agree, Arsenal are the better team. You would see them winning, but Porto could have easily gone through, and I wouldn't be pissed because I thought they were extremely good. And the reason why I feel Arsenal winning this match was very important is because we were the favorites going into this match. Going into every round from here on, hoping we still last, we are not going to be the favorites. We're going to be the
Exactly.
underdogs. So we
hmm,
will approach those games a lot more. See, it's going to probably be a more of a free hit, where Arteta's just going to be like, guys, just go out there and do what you'll do best. Here, it felt like we had some restrictions that you can't afford to mess this up, or you have to stay to this particular tactic because you have something to
Right,
lose.
right.
But going forward, that's not going to be the case, which is why I feel, even though quarters is going to be a much more difficult game, I feel this was the toughest game Arsenal
challenge. Yeah,
could
this was a
have
challenge.
this particular
Yeah.
season. And I think we handled that well. However, we handled it. It wasn't ideal,
Yeah, at the end
but
of the day, you're in the quarterfinals. That's all that
Exactly. You,
matters.
you
exactly,
you 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 won. You won at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah. And also, it's a
exactly.
little sad. It's a little sad coming from Ashwin. Like when he says that like Barca have come to the quarterfinals. It's such a moment of happiness. No, it sounds sort of sad. No, coming from him after all these years of hearing how he's like ardently supported the club, and after so many years. I mean, the from the time I've known Ashwin, at least it was at the time in Barcelona, or almost at that peak, when they were like always almost making finals and semi-finals like on a regular basis without much of a challenge, per se. And from that to come to this, when you're like, you're just happy that you've reached the quarterfinals, is like a big change. It's a little sad, but I mean, yeah, it's good. It's great. I mean, considering the difficulties the club's been under recently, I mean, I think
yeah.
it's great that
Look, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like you said, right? It's been a long time coming, basically, and we've had a bit of a downfall. Keep in mind that a downfall for Barcelona is very, very different from a downfall for any other club, right? We won the
agreed,
title
agreed.
last season.
Exactly,
We beat
exactly,
Real Madrid in the
exactly,
Spanish Super Cup. So it's very, very
exactly.
important that people don't forget that what that's the point. The very fact that you're calling it a downfall, right, shows at what heights we were at one point. I mean,
Exactly,
coming
exactly
back
my
to you
point.
saying like you know how I was as a Barca fan. I still remember.
Exactly.
I think this was first year only with the brilliant PSG comeback, right? I still remember like that the next day, like the excitement that I had when I was meeting you guys, because I still remember when Cavani scored the away goal, right? Back then the away goals were still in place. We needed three more to
Exactly.
qualify, and there was already what 74, 75. So I was like, I was already very sleepy that day, and when that goal went in, I was like, okay, this is it. This is the chance is gone. Then I'm like, okay, fine. Let me just hang on for a little, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right? Then 90th minute, Neymar. Like, okay, fine. Consolation goal, chalta hai types. 90 plus two, Neymar again. I know. I don't even remember who scored. Suarez, I guess. Someone scored. I'm like, okay, something, but it's still there's no time left, right? And then I'm like 90 plus six, and they score. And this is first year, right? So we don't know how the hostel environment
Water!
is. We don't even know exactly. I like everyone's sleeping. Like I don't even know like the hostel environment. I don't
Exactly,
know
bro.
who's good with like all this. I can't even
You would
shout
have
like my
lost it.
roommate.
You would have lost it.
Yeah, my roommate
You
is
would have
sleeping right
lost
next
it,
to
bro.
me. I can't shout also because he's fast asleep. And I'm just like, oh my god, the tears in my eyes at that moment, like nothing could describe that. But yeah, I was just saying that because we have seen the highest of highs. So even a little bit of a dip is considered to be a huge downfall, because that's just how everything is with Barcelona, right? Which I'm okay with. But coming to the reality of it all, of course, why wouldn't I be happy? I mean, it's been a long, long, long time coming. We've had a lot of off-field issues, on-field issues, changes in manager, club legends leaving, but we have pulled through. We have managed to win a couple of trophies even in this dull phase, and now we are back in the quarterfinals where I mean, I feel where we belong. So this is, it's only one way up for us. I mean, one way to go for us, and I think that's upwards. We have a good young core in place, and if we can somehow make a couple of sales and sort out our finances off the field, the sky is the limit. Truly, again, we will be back where we belong. Might be a couple of years, but we are definitely on the right trajectory.
Would be very interesting to see a Barca Arsenal tie-up coming through
Oh
next.
my god, what a game that could be, like
I mean, it
potentially.
would be insane. I feel. I mean, not for the game itself, but for the banter that we'd have here. Oh my
Yeah,
God,
that's what,
it would be
that
it'd be
episode will
epic.
be worth watching.
It'd be
But
And I,
but
definitely worth
now that
it.
Amitesh has brought it up, Avinash, who do you think you would want to face in the
to be honest, I would want to face Madrid, or a team which is way better
Yeah.
than Arsenal at this point,
What
a team
nonsense!
that is used to playing in this particular round of the competition, only because I feel that there will be no pressure going into such a game. See, I could also want a team like Atletico or a Dortmund, where I think we would have a 50-50 chance. But playing against Madrid, I think our boys would be a lot more comfortable just going for it, go for it. There's nothing to lose at this point. Against Atletico, against Dortmund, again that thing creeps in, saying, you know what, you could win this, so don't mess up, don't be lethargic. You're a mature footballer, so you guys have to win this. But going into the quarters, facing an opponent like Madrid, I think it will give so much experience for this particular team, so that inshallah next year we have a chance of actually reaching somewhere beyond the quarters. I'm prepared for us getting Madrid. I'm just happy if we get
these
Madrid.
are big, big words. I am not
I
as
just,
big-hearted as
think this
this.
is an excuse. I just think this is an excuse, man. I mean, I just
Yeah,
think this is
I
an
mean,
excuse to like to deal with failure that is incoming. Like, what the hell, Avinash? Dude,
big
if you
You're
guys
so you're
no,
saying
if you
if
guys
like
are that's a justification.
accusations,
No,
accusations, false
that's a
accusations.
justification. No, that's a justification. If you've got a team like Dortmund or Atletico Madrid, you've got a chance of winning. And then if you've got a team like Madrid, you're okay with, okay, fine, we played against Madrid, we tried our best, but in all probabilities, we're going to lose. What nonsense,
Exactly.
man.
see,
That's the justification you're giving.
I'm
No,
being
no, 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 no.
realistic about
No, it's
Arsenal
not about
not
being
having a
realistic.
chance against a
It's
prime
not
Madrid
about
or a
being
prime
realistic or
City.
whatever.
That's not the point. The point is that if you are asked if you want a particular fixture in the thing, it doesn't matter whether you win, whether you lose. What do you want to, like,
I want
succeed?
Madrid. I want Madrid. I want Arsenal to face Madrid.
So so you think Madrid is the best chance of Arsenal succeeding in the Champions League
Oh
quarterfinals?
my
You
God,
think if you
again,
get
you
a team
guys
like
don't get it.
Dortmund or Atletico, you won't succeed?
I think it will
or
be a
any
fun
other team for
fixture
that
for all of
matter.
us to watch. Arsenal versus Madrid would be an
It's
insane
not.
fixture for all
That's
of
the
us to
thing, though.
watch.
We're not asking
No,
what's fun. Like,
that's the whole point. We are not asking about an
You guys
incredible
asked for
fixture
my
to watch.
opinion, and then you're like
Yeah,
imposing your opinions on me. That doesn't make it my opinion
no,
anymore.
fine. Your opinion can be I want to play Madrid, but the
but it
basis of
can't
your
be for
opinion
the
is
sole
setting you up
reason
for
that
failure, and
we play against Madrid all out, and then yeah, by all likelihood we lose, and I'm okay with that.
yeah,
That
you're
can't be your
already
logic.
resigned to the fact.
Because oh my god,
You
you
know
guys
that you
didn't.
lose at
You
Madrid.
guys, you guys aren't Arsenal fans who supported Porto the past cup 2 days ago. Y'all don't know what it was. I am not ready to handle another thing like that this season.
So you rather watch them get annihilated 4-0 at the Bernabeu
I
with
just
Bellingham
don't
scoring
think
a
we would
hat
get
trick.
annihilated. That's my point.
Yeah,
We
but then
won't
why against
win,
Madrid?
but it
Why
would
not
be a
against any
good
other
game. Oh
team?
my god, it would be a good game.
It would
Now
be a
you
good
could
game.
ask me, oh, why can't you expect that to be the finals? Why can't Arsenal play Madrid in the semis or finals? Forget that, man. That might not even happen for all you know. Arsenal might not even qualify after quarters. So I would
Yeah,
rather
the
want to
reason
see
they
Arsenal
won't
beat
qualify is
Arsenal right
because you
now.
want to play Madrid. They definitely will not qualify if they're playing Madrid.
Fine, okay, be like that. Oh, Amitesh, that's very nice coming from you, though. Supporting a team Chelsea that's not even going to qualify
He's just
for I
like,
don't know what competition is there below conference. Is there anything?
No, there's nothing. That's okay. But this is not the stage we're talking about right now. We are
relegation
talking about
playoff.
Champions League.
Relegation
If
No,
playoff
you
no.
is
ask
there.
So
me,
our
if no, no, no. If you Avi, if you asked me when we were playing the 2021 Champions League, if we wanted to face Madrid, I wouldn't have said
Mhm,
yes. We want to face Madrid because yeah, it would be a great game. I wouldn't have said that.
mhm.
I would never have said that. In all likelihood,
Okay,
I would have said let's avoid Madrid for now because let's go with the safe game. Obviously, it doesn't make any
I am
sense
not
to be
as
like,
big
okay, let's
hearted.
play the most
If you
difficult
ask
team,
me,
so let's make it a great game. I would
yeah.
never say that.
You know what, Amitesh? At least we had Champions League during midweek. All you got to do was play Premier League in the midweek.
That's okay. We scored crazy goals.
Okay, fine.
but
Your point is moot.
That's okay. We scored a really crazy goal. I don't want to get into it, but it was really great.
You shouldn't get into it.
Very
There's nothing to
hazardous.
be proud about
Okay.
narrowly escaping Newcastle. But okay, Ashwin, you can tell me your
You've
answer.
been
but
beating
Let
people
me
are
Newcastle.
guess.
saying
Let
like
me guess. You're gonna say Dortmund, aren't you?
exactly. I am here after so many years.
Okay.
I have no shame, absolutely no shame in admitting I want to get to the semifinals. Simple as that. And the
Exactly.
best
See, you
chance for
should be
that
like
is
Ashwin, man.
I want to play Borussia Dortmund or I want to play Arsenal because these two are the
Okay.
easiest chances for me amongst all the teams that are remaining. Because I
Okay.
play Atletico on a daily basis, right? So they know how to
Yeah.
play me. Arsenal
Okay.
and Dortmund, they don't play me on a daily basis, so they do not have like an exact plan as such. Atletico
Okay.
already like possibly amongst all the teams, it would be Atletico, Dortmund, and Arsenal. But
Mm-hmm.
because I play Atletico on a regular basis, we're playing Atletico right on this Monday as well. So I definitely don't want them. I want to be in the semifinals because, like I've been telling you in all the episodes, once it gets to the semifinals, it's anyone's game. At that
Exactly.
point, it opens up to anybody. It just depends on who somehow manages to pull it off on that night
Mm.
over like you said in the quarterfinals and all, like Arsenal have this thing where okay, I mean in the round of 16 and all the teams have this pressure that if I'm playing an easier team, I should qualify. Barca had this feeling that if I'm playing Napoli, I should be in the quarterfinals. Arsenal have this thing that if I'm playing Porto, I should be. That's where like you said, the doubts creep in, you start getting restless, you start holding yourself back. But if once you go in the semifinals, you already know the four teams that are going to be there are going to be superb. It's probably going to be your cities, your Madrids, your Bayern Munichs, all of these clubs. So you already know that you've hit the ceiling. All four teams have hit the ceiling. Now it comes down to who plays on that particular day. That's all. So I have no shame in admitting, give me Dortmund, give me Arsenal. But knowing our luck and knowing the Champions League draw that
You might
usually
get
goes,
Bayern.
we will get Bayern Munich or and worst case scenario we will get City because Madrid will definitely go to Dortmund. That is for sure.
Oh
That is
yeah,
my
yeah.
prediction. Yeah,
I'm telling you, Madrid is going to get Dortmund. I was just
yeah.
going to tell you
Madrid
that.
will get
Okay.
Dortmund. Arsenal, Barca will be stuck with City or most probably Bayern because Arsenal City will not be a fun fixture because they play in the Premier League anyway.
Yeah.
Probably it'll be Barca City, Arsenal Bayern, and PSG
I
Athletic.
think I have a feeling it'll be Arsenal Atletico. And I think that'll be a really, really good game. Again, I
That was
can't
a
handle
good
that
watch.
pressure, man. It's too much, man. It's too
So
much one thing.
No, no,
Amitesh,
no. I
Avinash
think
is just
that was
hell
too
bent on
heavy.
going to Madrid for an away game. That's all. Be it the
Yeah.
Wanda, be it Bernabeu, he just wants to go to Madrid for the away game.
Exactly.
I want to go to Madrid. Okay, also, Ashwin, if there was one team out of the other seven teams who you would not want to face, only one team, which team would it be?
I think
Manchester
Bayern.
City.
Okay.
Oh,
Absolutely. Manchester
Okay.
City. Bayern this time, shaky defense. Very much possible. Of course, we have that psychological thing of that 8-2. But
exactly. I was just about to ask that, man.
yeah, but purely
Because
on a footballing basis, there is no way in hell I want to touch City unless we reach the finals. And even then, I want City to have been knocked out by some other club beforehand only. I do not want to go anywhere near City because it will be embarrassing to say the least. And I mean, I can't even imagine playing City at this stage in our progress towards where we want to be. So that what City would be that club for you. What about you?
City.
Nobody wants to go
That
anywhere
is
near
the
City.
answer. That is the answer.
And
okay,
what
Amit,
about
okay.
you,
what
But
about you?
Amitesh? Luton Town, huh?
so
Luton Town.
would you would you guys rather play against City or would you rather play against Madrid right now at this point
I
in the
just told you I
quarterfinals?
would
Would
play
you rather play
Madrid,
City or
man.
Madrid?
I would play Madrid. I would definitely play Madrid because
Avinash, you're out of the equation. Your thought process doesn't matter in this, man. It's a bogus thought process. Ashwin, what about you?
I would definitely play Madrid because we, like I said, same thing that I don't want to play Atletico for is why I mean, if given the choice between City and Madrid, I would choose Madrid because I know how Madrid play. Right, they are beatable. Even in this the La Liga fixture that took place, we were the better team for 75 minutes. One was one Bellingham belter, which I mean, it was not our fault. We couldn't do anything about it. And the winner was a complete deflection that fell into his path. Like there was no like you couldn't do anything. Both the goals were. I mean, of course, we lost. We lost the 3 points. That is there, but the we were the better team, and I know for a fact that we can be the better team if we turn up on that day. Against City, I don't know how we can be the better team. It is nearly impossible to be the better team against City. So that is the only reason I would pick Madrid. But
I think you
having said
need some
that,
tips.
tomorrow I'm pretty sure I'll get City. Or I mean, we'll get City or Bayern for sure. The
Oh
way
my
we are.
god,
I
I'm
mean,
so excited for tomorrow. But before that, Amit, uh,
Huh?
what about you? Like, you must have been very pissed when Bournemouth defeated Luton, right? Because now your 10th position is almost compromised.
It's okay, bro. It's okay. I mean, I've
yeah.
expected a mid-table finish this season for a long time now.
How
I
did
mean, the
Chelsea
only thing
sneak into the Champions League conversations?
oh, I think all we can expect is, to just play as well as we can. And, but then again, Mudrik scored this game, so I'm sure he's going to get benched next game. So that's like definitely happening.
Uh,
That's definitely happening. So, yeah, I mean, it's okay. I mean, we're winning a few, we're losing a few. At least as we win, at least the rest of the games this season, I'll be happy. I can't do
oh,
anything else.
so this is the same Karthi is the theorem, huh?
Yeah.
Win 10 out of 10.
Yeah, yeah, win,
For
win,
Chelsea
win,
to
win
do
as
it
many
better,
as
they
you
need to
can.
win the rest
Win,
of their
win,
games.
win all of the remaining games. Just set for the rest of the season. I mean, that's it. You can't do anything else.
Okay, but in all seriousness, which team are you rooting for in Champions League?
No, I think Madrid always. I think
Okay, yeah.
always.
Yeah.
Madrid was always like a second team, right? Like,
Yeah,
you've
yeah. It's
always
always it's
liked
always been my second team. Right now, of course, I don't know like much to like to say like definitively like Madrid will definitely get it and all. It's exciting for sure, but yeah, definitely Madrid is a sure choice given their history and the infrastructure that they have.
You can't go wrong
Definitely.
with Madrid. Like,
Exactly, exactly. So that's my hope. It'd be interesting to see City versus Madrid. Actually, it'd be like I feel that'd be like a crazy tie to
I
happen.
mean,
Like
as long as they don't end up on the same side of the draw, that is probably the
finals.
Champions League final as well.
yeah,
So
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
just
could be.
based on the teams that are remaining, Bayern are flawed, PSG are flawed, Arsenal, Barca, Dortmund just here unknown quantities. Atletico, they're fine, but they're not winning material. City and Madrid, if they don't end up on the same side of the draw, right? They should ideally walk through to the final, right? I mean, according to what
Yeah,
we have seen. But it's the
correct.
Champions League. That's the beauty of the Champions League. Who knew Inter would reach the finals last season, right?
Yeah.
And and they
Who
got
knew
knocked out yesterday
this?
night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, massive, massive loss for them. Like I was rooting for them. Not only rooting for them, I thought they would actually pull it off. Especially after they got the lead also in at Atletico. I was thinking, 2-0, they're going to shut up shop and manage something because Atletico are not that amazing going forward. but they pulled it off. Again, they showed their pedigree. When it mattered, they held their nerves. And our very own Argentinian bottle job, Lautaro Martinez, missed the penalty. So it's okay.
No, but I think with respects to Dortmund, do you think like United fans are like feeling a bit bad right now, considering Sancho's run of form? Do you think they're feeling a bit bad, or do you think Ten Hag would be feeling a bit bad right now?
I think Avinash would be a best answer because he was saying something about the PSV manager and all, no?
Oh my God, the PSC manager looked exactly like Ten Hag just with specs. I'm telling you, that was Ten Hag. He was just there to see Sancho perform.
The
But
person.
seriously, the United fans, they're definitely upset. They're crying, okay, in some corner, in some room, they're just sitting and crying. They're sobbing, but their ego will not let them admit it. Their
Say
ego
it,
will
yeah.
not let them admit the fact that Jadon Sancho came to United and United ruined him. Now he's gone back to Dortmund and he's playing like
He's playing
he came
football.
Flourishing.
Like,
to United does that to players, man. United does
you
that to
know what?
players. Like,
You know
No, no,
what?
no.
What?
Avinash, I don't think it's United. I think it's the Premier League that does that, dude. I think it's the Premier League. I don't think that they're, so suited to the Premier League. You see Pulisic, no? He didn't
okay.
flourish.
One controversial
He,
take.
he, he,
Yeah,
he,
very
he never
controversial.
flourished. I think it's the Premier League. I don't think it's the club itself, because there are so many players. I mean, for example, you take Pulisic, for example, no? He was great at Dortmund, came to Chelsea, didn't do much, couldn't do much rather. I mean, he had a few spurts of, great games, but he wasn't exactly the prodigy that he was, made out to be. And then he went back to Milan, and now in Milan, he's playing great.
See, but Pulisic
But
also, when he came to
yeah,
Chelsea, he started playing really well. Like, do you remember the FA Cup finals against
exactly.
Arsenal? That
That
was
was
Yeah,
my next
agreed,
point.
agreed.
had an
That's what I'm saying.
injury.
But it was never consistent, is what I'm saying. It was never
But
consistent.
Amitesh, I think what you're saying is right, but that is to an extent. I feel what the difference between what United does and the Premier League does, right? The Premier League takes a lot of adapting. It takes time to adapt to the Premier League, the physicality of the Premier League, the pace of the Premier League. So when players come in, 80% of the players initially for their first bit they do struggle. But like Avinash said, Pulisic didn't have any club trouble, so to speak, right? It
No,
was his
correct, correct,
natural adaptation to the Premier League. Now like
exactly.
how Mudryk struggled for so long, and now he's no, I mean I'm not saying he's the best, but he's coming good,
He's
right?
coming through slowly. Slowly.
Yeah. So I think
Let's make it
Pulisic
even
has
slower
that.
than it actually is.
Yeah. But what United does is they inherently use their club to ruin the player.
Yeah.
So that is
That is
what it
that.
does. That is the difference.
Yeah,
The Premier
that
League
is there.
just naturally lets the player develop. United make sure that that doesn't happen. And you know what must rub salt into the wounds is the fact that Sancho is playing like this while they have their very own in-house 80 million winger sitting on the bench, Mr. Anthony. I mean
The
it's
man
like
running in
having like
circles.
it's like two negatives, one, the player that you wanted is, performing somewhere else. And two, the one player that you do have it can't get off the bench because he's so bad. I mean,
Yeah,
United's problems, I think that's the discussion for another day. And we need a
yeah,
couple of other guests for that. Our
Exactly.
very own in-house United fans for that.
yeah. They will be there.
But yeah.
They will be there.
But yeah,
Yeah.
big draw coming up tomorrow, I guess. With the teams that are remaining, our fate will be sealed the moment the ball comes out of that cup. So,
Mhm.
especially for Barca and Arsenal, as long as we avoid the big guns, we have a chance. The moment we draw City or Madrid for that matter, I guess it's goodbye to the Champions League. We had a good run. We'll be back next year.
It's
Yeah,
interesting.
but
It's interesting how like in all of this talk we haven't even brought up PSG. Like if you think about it, like they're just there back in the back of our mind somewhere in the back of the draw somehow. Like they don't even come into the forefront of the conversation, and yet somehow they're like major runners. Like they're in the run
But
for
that's
the
the thing; they're
PSG
always
title.
in the background. They are
Exactly,
the
exactly. So what do you guys think? Do you think that drawing against PSG would be a good fixture for you guys, a bad fixture for you guys? How would you guys take it out to be?
look at it from one perspective. I do not want to play Mbappe. As simple as that. I do not want to play him. But at the same time, again, coming back to the fixtures that could have been, I wouldn't mind because PSG are PSG, right? They're 20
King
minutes
of
of
the
they
Farmers
play
League.
like, oh my god, what a team. and there's 70 minutes of just like, oh my god, what a team. It's like that. So, so PSG at that. So I can't really judge, but from the outside, no Mbappe, maybe PSG. Okay, I don't mind, but no Mbappe. I do not want to play Mbappe.
I think I'd be okay with PSG.
PSG, yeah,
I'm telling you, if there were two teams, so City for sure and Bayern because of all the trauma. But I would be okay with PSG. In fact, I would put PSG above Barca for all you know. Like I would rather face PSG than Barca.
yeah.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I would
Yeah.
be okay with
If
that.
I
And
was
again,
an Arsenal supporter, I wouldn't want to face Barca too. Not because Barca is some amazing team, but the style of play and all is very, very similar. So it
man,
could
yeah,
go south very quickly.
yeah. Plus the fans, it's everything. I cannot imagine our boys playing in Camp Nou or that
Uh,
midget stadium that you're playing in right now, whatever.
Montjuic.
Okay, whatever.
Bro,
Uh,
that stadium yesterday, even with that atmosphere, like I mean, even with that small stadium, we had that atmosphere. I was just wondering if it was with Camp Nou, right? Napoli would be nowhere. This was even after this, and a full stadium in Montjuic is 50,000. That's like
okay.
half the capacity of Camp Nou. So just imagine, like it compares. I mean, it doesn't compare to the stadium at all, because it's always fun when you're playing at your stadium. When the players enter the stadium, they should feel like, oh damn, I've lost 50% of the game. I'm entering the Bernabeu, or I'm entering the Emirates, or I'm entering the Allianz Arena. Some that aura of the stadium also matters a lot.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
but I would, of course, I wouldn't mind facing us at this point. I wouldn't mind facing anyone except City and Madrid, but ideally give me Dortmund, please. But tomorrow 4:30, I'm telling you, first ball Barca, second ball Bayern Munich, or this thing Manchester City. I'll write and give it to you now only.
I'm telling you, it's going to be like Ashwin said. It's going to be Real Madrid versus Dortmund. They're going to get it. Okay,
Yeah,
very
Real
easy
Madrid will
match.
get Dortmund for sure.
Yeah, I there's a part of me which says it's going to be Arsenal versus Barca. But again,
Very, very
I don't want
interesting.
to manifest
Very,
that
very
because I don't
interesting.
want that to happen.
But it's going to be
Yeah,
if it happens, it's going to be a great game. But yeah,
but all things
that's
considered,
that's a
it's a
conversation for another.
fabulous quarterfinals. All four games are going to be really good, except if it's Madrid versus Dortmund. But apart from that, I think all the other games would be really good
Yeah,
because I think these are. I'm so excited by that. Arsenal is a part of this eight. It means a lot. You
yeah,
have no idea, right?
totally, totally.
means a lot of the progress and everything. Amitesh, don't worry. A few years from now, you will also
Few
It's
years, yeah.
okay.
uh, be
It's
a
okay.
part of this
You don't need to
conversation.
you don't need to give us that reassurance, bro. It's okay.
Until then, keep watching the 2021 finals and watching it on repeat and
Yeah,
crying
of course,
yourself
of
to
course,
bed.
of course, definitely. Why not? I mean, we gave Avinash and that team the hopes for like the past 20 years or so. I think so. It's okay.
Y'all didn't do anything. I gave my team hopes for
Okay,
20 years.
okay,
All y'all did
okay,
was
okay.
say shit. Arsenal such a shit team.
Yeah, and win the Champions League as well simultaneously. It's okay.
All
we will we
right.
shall we shall see how it all unfolds.
Yep.
But it's shaping up to be a wonderful season right across the board.
A wonderful
Good
season
time.
indeed.
Yeah, wonderful season
Wonderful,
indeed. Yeah,
Wonderful.
crazy Premier League race. Amazing lineup for the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Bayern Leverkusen, breaking records left and right. It's a very fun season to have been a part of so far, and it's set up to have like this grandstand finish that we all want. So let's see,
Yeah.
let's see how that goes.
And we will be
Yeah.
there.
Yes,
Yeah. We will be there. But yeah, guys, thanks a lot for joining us for this insane session. Uh, let's hope for the best. Let's hope Arsenal get a team which we want to get, and let's hope Barca gets City. With on that note, let's end this. Good night, boys. Take
Good
care,
night. Good
and
night,
see
guys.
you.
guys. See you. See you guys. See you guys. Good night.